Welcome to Florida Mint on Florida Man with Greg, Wayne, Josh, and Cameron, the podcast where Floridians discuss the legends, lore, and crazy stories that always seem to take place in Florida. What
Sunshine
a fantastic
State.
week.
Great week.
It's super week in the Sunshine State.
You know what? We've got some cool stuff coming up for you guys. We are officially launching our Patreon.
Patreon.
Whoa.
Yeah, we've
news.
been dragging our feet on that, but we're going to do it because you guys asked. And we got some cool stuff, some bonus episodes.
Speaking of dragging our feet,
Yes.
so my flip-flops blew out.
Again?
This is only second pair.
Your toes rip them right off.
I got to stop buying them one size under.
Right.
Yeah.
But this one I wanted to keep.
Okay.
So I go to Walmart.
It was a nice pair of flip-flops.
Nice pair of flip-flops.
Tommy Hilfigers.
You got that right. So I go to Walmart and I'm browsing next to the flip-flop aisle and I see flip-flop repair kit.
Okay. Whoa.
Yeah,
Like
little
some
box.
glue?
That's what I'm thinking. Little box, maybe some glue,
Right.
some
Rubber.
leather sewing kit.
Yes.
Right.
So I get home and I'm like, okay, let's. I set out a nice clean work table. I get my flip-flops up there. I open up the kit and I unfold this material and it's just another pair of flip-flops.
So
but they're like big squares, like the size of pieces of paper, and you have to cut them down to size.
your repair kit
is
just to make your own flip-flops.
it is.
I love it.
It's very
That's
clever.
a great idea.
It is.
So you've heard it here first. Please join our Patreon so that Josh can afford to buy some
Yes.
more flip-flops.
Yeah, custom flip-flops.
We might give out some flip-flop repair kits on Patreon.
That would be
Come
cool.
on.
That
What
would
a-
be cool.
What a blessing for you guys.
So I have two Florida men for you to pick
That's us.
for the shame corner today.
Okay.
Okay,
Is this a
So-
different headline?
two headlines
Two
coming
headlines.
up, coming
Okay.
at you.
Did they
All
take
right.
their drugs to Tavares?
They might have,
Okay.
but I'm gonna let you decide which one should be in the shame corner.
All right,
you
I'm
only get
ready
to
to
pick
decide.
one.
Okay. That's fine.
All right. So the first Florida man
Yes.
Okay.
for this competition, he is a Florida hospital worker
Uh-huh.
Cool.
that is accused of sucking on a patient's toes.
Now, we've
Okay,
talked about
hold
this
on.
We
before.
have talked about this before.
We have.
Yeah.
Different story, different guy, different city, different situation.
It
Was
doesn't. They
the
travel.
Was the victim different?
Yes.
Okay.
Ooh,
Just-
that would have been really creepy.
So France Belderin, 23-year-old from Fort Myers,
Mhm.
works at a hospital. He was charged of battery when he was
Go on.
caught
Okay.
sucking on a patient's foot in the hospital.
This isn't like an alternative treatment.
No, the victim woke up
Rattlesnake
because
bite on the toe. What do you do?
Suck it out.
Thank you. Boom.
That's
my defense.
I don't think there was any rattlesnakes in the hospital.
Okay.
though.
That's true. That is true. It's Florida, though.
The victim woke up, felt some moisture on their
Oh
toes.
God, gross.
Notice Franz kneeling beside the bed. And I guess they didn't say anything. They pushed the little nurse button,
Okay.
and the
Yeah.
nurse came in, caught him.
No.
They booked him at Lee County Jail.
France was so confident in
Yes,
his secretive sucking.
I'll show you a picture of him
stayed
because he
down.
looks like a toe sucker.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Oh,
I
France.
would confront France either.
His name is pronounced the way a pretentious person says France.
Yes,
So immediately, I want this guy to be in the shame corner.
Yeah, for his pretentious toe sucking.
Well, just his name.
Next.
Franz.
It's probably just Frank.
So the next headline or the
Mhm.
next Florida man that
Go
could
on.
be in the shame corner
Okay.
is a man from Deltona.
Okay.
He, at his 72-year-old mother's request,
Nice.
he brought his mother some potato soup.
Okay.
She was
love
in
it.
bed. She was hungry. So she asked her son, Ryan, to bring her something to eat. So he heats up some potato soup,
Mm-hmm.
brings it to his mother back to her bedroom.
No shame
and,
corner.
and
so
goes
far.
to hand it to her. And she said, can you add some cheese to it?
Amen.
And
If he didn't put cheese in it already, then he's got shame corner for me.
Yeah.
Well, he did not put cheese in it.
Okay.
And when she asked him, he still didn't do it. He got actually really upset about the fact that his mom asked for cheese. I don't know if he was trying to get back to a video game or was already
right.
busy,
I can see that.
or, like, Mom,
What
I
was his
don't
name
have
again?
time to put
Ryan.
cheese.
His name is Ryan?
His name is Ryan.
He was getting back to video games.
He was definitely getting back to video games.
Ryan F. Lemons.
Okay.
Oh, Ryan freaking
Well,
Flemons.
No, his middle initial is F.
Oh,
His last name is Lemons.
I thought you were saying his hobby.
Right.
Ryan Flemons.
Ryan
Right.
F. Lemons.
Yeah.
So he did not put cheese in it.
Okay.
He got so upset. And the mother said, you know what? It's fine. I won't eat it. Just take it away.
Is this her account, though? Because when people say, I talk like this, hey, it's fine. It's okay.
Right.
I'll eat it anyways. I go, mm-hmm.
Well, he got so mad, he ended up just dumping and throwing the potato soup at his mom.
That's rude.
Dumped it into her lap.
Yeah.
Oh,
She gets upset. He's yelling at her. So
because I assume she is pantsless.
Right.
I don't. Why would you assume that?
Because that's why she got mad. She got torched.
Bingo.
Got
Hot,
burned.
hot potato on the crotch. Nobody wants that.
Either way, the anger that you would feel about somebody souping you,
That is
Okay,
true.
yeah.
it doesn't matter what kind of clothes you have.
I see.
I've
Yeah.
been souped.
You have been sued.
I didn't like it.
No. So this is how I picture it.
Okay.
Her giving him the request and him going, Mom, I know you like the soup with cheese, but we don't have cheese.
And also, I'm playing a video game right now.
And I can't pause it. It's
Right.
live.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm on Twitch. I'm on these things.
Yeah.
You know? He comes back and she goes, No, it's fine. It's fine. He makes it, comes back and she goes, Where's the cheese?
Right. And so
And then
he
he just goes, Flipsy
Yeah.
boo boo.
he soups her.
Soups her.
Souped.
All right.
Instant soup.
Well, here's the thing. So she calls the police. They come to check out on the situation. She says, you know what? I don't require medical attention. I don't want to press charges. But the deputy, he said that he noticed stains on the woman's right pant leg, which means she did have pants on, that was consistent with having soup dumped on her, which actually
Okay.
led to the guy getting a felony
What?
because his mother was over the age of 65.
Elder.
So he
abuse.
got
Oh, yeah.
arrested and charged with aggravated battery
Good.
Wow.
on a somebody over 65, basically.
Unreal.
Let me play lawyer this. Let me lawyer this real fast.
He's good at it. Listen to
Okay.
him.
We don't have proof that there wasn't rattlesnakes in the hospital
That's
Thank
true.
you.
in the
Yes.
first story.
Uh-huh.
Or
So-
delicious jams or jelly on those toes.
That's
Right.
what I'm talking about.
So France,
Uh-huh.
he probably was doing a favor.
Yeah.
France
He could've
sucking
been.
them toes.
Yes.
Sir,
Now-
you slipped in maple syrup.
Right. Right. So Ryan Flemons goes in the shame corner. You dump, I've said this for a long time.
Okay.
You dump potato soup on an old lady, you go in the shame corner.
Absolutely.
I think it was more specific. You dump a thick soup.
Right.
Yeah.
On a
Like
thi-
a broth is different. That cleans
Definitely.
up fine.
Right. Yeah.
But something thick like potato soup, something
viscous.
chunky
Uh-huh.
yeah.
or
corner.
dairy based.
I'm going to say alternate attorney. You know how I play.
Attorney versus attorney.
Yep. I object.
Okay.
I would like to say that if you want to reference an old story, Ketchup Fetish Man, where he got in trouble for pouring ketchup on his lady.
He did.
And we said, that's an easy case to get in trouble for. What if I just pour ketchup on myself
I see
and
what
then
you're
blame
saying.
someone?
You think the grandmama poured the soup on herself.
She said, Ryan, get off that video game.
Yes.
Or I'm going to
Turn
pour
that
soup on my
Fortnite's
leg
off.
pants, on my pants leg.
Yes.
And then you're going to go to jail. And he's
Okay. Let's meet in the middle.
like, okay.
Nobody goes in the shame corner.
All right.
I think
the
they-
one week I said you had to choose one person.
I think they're
To
both
go in the shame
They're both
corner.
good guys.
Everybody's a good guy
I feel
here.
bad for both of them.
I think France should move in with Ryan and his
It's
grandma.
France.
Okay.
Jesus.
So Franz is going to be licking soup off the toes of
Perfect family.
Come
Of Ryan and his
on.
mother.
We got it. Solved.
We
Case
did
closed.
it.
Yep.
Good
All
job,
right,
guys.
everybody. Close the door. Hey, fellas.
Hey, Josh.
Hello.
So I got a story for you.
Okay.
This is a story that I've been antsy to tell you.
The one you've been teasing us about.
The one I've been teasing, but I wanted it to be original and here live with you because it was unique. It was a unique situation.
Yeah, because, okay, like a week ago, he tells us, he texts the group chat, and he's like, I can't wait for you guys to hear about my trip.
Yes.
I can't wait for you guys
says
to...
nothing else.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So here we go. Okay. It starts off. So me and my coworker have to go out of town for this work conference. You mean a few weeks ago when it was chilly?
Right.
So he decides he'll drive. He's got that new Lincoln Continental.
Right.
Shout out sponsor Lincoln.
Hello.
If you want to enjoy the way you sit, you'll enjoy it in a Lincoln.
Right.
32-way adjustable seats.
Right.
I mean, it was nuts. So we drive, and it's like a Sunday, Monday conference. And we get down there. No sooner we pull off the exit, my dude Dick takes a call.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I only hear his side of it, but it ends with, okay, I'm on my way.
Okay. And you guys are heading to a conference at this
Conference.
point. Okay.
And it didn't sound like the beginning of the call was related to the conference.
Yeah.
Right.
So Dick says, hey, Josh, I got to go. But the conference is already paid for. So if it's cool, I'll call the office, let them know what's going on, and I'll drop you off. So I'm like, cool.
So
okay.
he's out. He's not going to the
He's
conference
out.
anymore.
Yeah.
He's just dropping you off at the conference.
Yeah, ideally.
Okay. Gotcha.
So we pull over to a McDonald's. I'm like, all right, well, let's get a snack before.
Right.
And he says those two words that mean everything and nothing.
Right.
All right, then. I'm going to let you out here. I'm like,
What?
oh, I knew that. All right, then. And the pause.
Something bad was happening.
Something bad was happening.
Right.
And he goes, call an Uber, get them to take you to the car rental place. I'll call the office, let them know what's going on.
So he just leaves you.
I'm like, JC, he
Yeah.
puts me on the side of the road at a
Right.
McDonald's. So I call an Uber. I get to the car rental place. Car rental place is like, sorry, this is all we got. It is a bright red Buick Cascada
Okay.
convertible.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
this is a Buick convertible. So
Looking
I'm like-
good.
I'm like, okay, kind of cheese, but I get it.
Yeah.
So I get to the hotel conference area. I pull up, like a boss.
Yeah.
In your Buick.
Yeah, on the chilliest day of the year.
Right.
So I get out and
Did you have the top down?
I did not. No, not a chance. I wouldn't be seen with that. So I get out and conference is about to start because obviously I'm behind.
Right. Sure.
And I get there just in time for conference icebreakers. I don't know if y'all have been to this.
Oh,
These type of big conferences.
it's like the minute to win it games.
Yes.
I've been a
those
part
are
of
terrible.
approximately 66 icebreakers, and I liked every single one of them.
Oh, you're gonna like these. So they kind of break us off into groups because it's a big old group of us. And the smaller groups, and they play a game like Find Me, and it's basically you got to go around and someone's got a card with your name on it,
Yeah.
and you've got a card with someone else's name
Sure.
on it, and you got to just get to know the other people by asking, "What's your name?" Blah blah blah.
Right.
So we play that. Yeah, barf. And then they got another one where it's called like Person Bingo. And this one's kind of fun. These different groups have different broad descriptors of people.
Asian.
Yeah. It was like girl with a bun.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
It was someone with more than 3 kids. And so we're kind of making our way, asking all about blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And I hear single guy. That guy's single. And I'm like, oh, crap. And then I'm like, oh, the ring. No ring. Okay, I
Right.
get it.
Right.
And I hear someone in his group go, how do you know? This guy showed up in a convertible convertible Buick, bright red. And I'm like, oh gosh, this is terrible.
Yeah.
So now I'm labeled that guy. So I have to wear the sticker that says single guy.
Okay.
One person has a parent of 3+. One says girl with bun. It's all these weird descriptors, but everybody's nice and gets to know each other. So
Sure.
conference day happens. Everything goes cool. We end early. So a small group of us go out to have some tapas.
Right.
This group kind of gets a little loosey goose. So I say those 2 words, that mean everything and nothing?
All right, then.
All right, then. I start getting my stuff to leave, and I make my way back to my beautiful Buick convertible.
Right.
Heading down the road, and I hear, or I see what looks like a Mirage, a cutie 3.14 Milkmaid on the side of the road.
Wait, what?
Pushing a trike.
Okay.
So
back up.
Come again?
Yeah.
So
You saw a milkmaid pushing a trike.
yeah, oh yeah, and I was like, okay, I didn't drink or anything, so I'm like, okay, well, pushing a trike like behind it, like a trike bicycle.
Right.
So from afar, I slow down, I roll the windows down, and I say, hello, do you need help? I'm not creepy.
Oh,
You know how I am with words,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, I'm sure it sounded great to her.
So surprisingly, she says, yes, I do need help. And
Yes, you are creepy.
so I'm like, okay. So I pull over and I keep my distance and I go, do you need my phone? Or do you have a phone? Do you want to call someone?
Right.
And she laughs and she says no. And so I go, okay. And so I look at the trike and the trike's brakes are locked up. So she's just pushing like tires that aren't moving.
Right.
And I go, okay, so you don't want me to call anybody? And she's like, haha, no. And I see this
Why is that funny?
I don't know at the time.
Because I'm scared at this point.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't even be hanging around.
Because there's a milkmaid.
You act like it's normal that she's a milkmaid pushing a trike. Like, what is a milkmaid?
I don't know this. Well, she has a little hat on, a little white bonnet
that says,
on.
I'm a milkmaid?
It doesn't say anything. So it says I'm a milkmaid to me as a visual inspection.
Right.
But she has a little cute little Florida license plate on her trike. It says Annie. So I'm like, okay, Annie, that's not a creepy name.
No, it's terribly creepy.
It's also not a license plate.
It's not a real license plate. That's true. So I go, I'm really hesitant at this point. So I go, do you need a ride? And she goes,
In that Buick.
yes, I'd love one. And I'm like, oh gosh, this is weird. Is someone going to jump out and jump me?
Bring your milk.
Bring your milk. So she goes, yes. And I go, okay. I guess I'll have to put the top down to get the trike in the back.
Gosh.
So I put the top down. I put the trike in the back.
Yeah.
We're driving along. She has her milkmaid hat on. She says, oh, this is just like courting. So I'm like, that's weird, but
That's a weird comment.
yeah, that's weird. But maybe I didn't catch.
Oh, no.
Maybe I didn't catch it.
What
so,
year is this?
So we're still driving, and she says, "What is this?" And the music's playing. So I go, "Oh, it's oddly enough. This is the odd part. It's Psy. It's Gangnam Style." And it wasn't on by me. It's on random.
So you're in a red convertible.
Yes.
With a milkmaid in the passenger seat.
With a
Pumping
tricycle.
K-pop.
With K-pop.
pumping some K-pop.
Pumping some K-pop. So I go, oh, this is Gangnam Style. Girl has no clue what Gangnam Style is.
No.
Like lost. And I'm like, this is the Korean guy, Psy,
Yeah.
Gangnam Style, hit song.
Yeah,
She's
number
like-
one song.
She's like, oh, I've never heard, I don't really listen to music.
Yeah.
But she loves it. And
Of
I'm
course.
like, and so she's like, what are they saying? So I'm like, I don't really know, but the chorus is easy to get. Oppa Gangnam Style.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's easy.
bingo. So she wants to listen to it over and over again on this like 3 miles. So by the end, we're kind of singing it together.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Entertaining each other.
Nice.
So she directs me to this little neighborhood that's got these little white houses. And I tell you what, trikes are everywhere. I don't know who the trike salesman is, but he is killing it because there's no cars, but there are bikes and trikes everywhere. And we passed more milkmaids. And I am like, did I just hit a time warp?
Yeah.
Right.
What is happening here? We pull up and there's like hipster like 5.0 standing outside.
Yeah.
And flannel, beard. And he goes, what are you doing? And I go, just parking. But he wasn't talking to me. And
We're just doing the open Gangnam Style.
And she says, Daddy, we're just singing.
Oh,
I'm like,
no.
Oh, woofa, oofa. So just parking, he ignored, obviously.
Oh, my God.
And he said, no, what are you doing with the English?
Wait, what?
Yeah. I'm like,
No, it was Korean.
I'm completely lost.
Yeah, exactly.
And she says, he's just giving me a ride home.
Uh-huh.
And he goes, don't you think I know what that means? Singing, and he's giving you a ride home?
Oh.
And now I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what that means.
Right.
Means you're in trouble.
Yeah. And she goes, Dad, he's fine. And I forget how she got to it, but she said, this is not creepy. And I'm like, what?
Wait, what?
Yeah. I'm like, I'm sorry. Say she said, this is the creepy. My brakes locked up and he offered to give me a ride home.
The creepy?
So I'm like, hold on. Okay. So I'm having flashbacks to where I said, hey, do you need some help? I'm not creepy. So she introduces me as Negreepy to her dad, who then says, say again. And I go, I'm sorry, sir. I think it was a misunderstanding. My name is Josh. I just at a work conference and I saw her pushing a bike.
Yeah.
So I offered her a ride home.
Right. Yeah.
And he's like, I know what you're trying to do here.
No.
Why don't you come inside?
Free milk. You want free milk?
I want that free milk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you know it's whole. You know it's whole. You know it's whole milk.
Yeah.
It's not that 2%. So reluctantly,
you went inside.
Oh my God.
By this time, there are milkmaids all around.
Oh my!
Watching the scene.
Milkmaids and trikes.
Did they introduce themselves as milkmaids? Or
No,
were they carrying milk? Was everyone carrying milk?
Nobody was carrying milk, which is the weirdest thing. And there were no cows.
I don't understand.
Well, that part I'll get into in part 2, which will have to happen next week. But
Wait, you're cutting us off?
Let's just say
We've been waiting a week already to hear this.
Let's just say she didn't have a phone for a reason, and she was dressed like a milkmaid for that same reason.
Oh no.
She dropped her phone in milk.
She was one not familiar with electrical goods
She's a Mennonite?
and lived in Indiana full time and was just down here.
Oh.
I bet she makes great pies.
She's from what I tasted, she does make great pies.
Our story tonight takes place primarily in a video rental store.
Okie dokie.
Well,
This is the first.
What are we supposed to say to that?
Now, nostalgically speaking,
Okay.
video rental stores were amazing.
Blockbuster.
Right.
Yes.
Yep.
Every Friday night, going to get a new video game to rent.
That's
That's
what
right.
I'm talking about.
You
That's
get some
right.
Popcorn.
Yes.
Mom's picking out a video.
You knew if you glanced at those shelves and behind the display was too thin, you go, nothing behind there.
There's no movies to rent.
I like that you gauged everything by width.
Yeah,
Right.
like, you're
Man.
picking up pizza afterwards.
Oh yeah.
Well, we know it's gonna be a great weekend.
Most of us grew up with one in our hometown.
Yeah.
Like that was
Yeah.
a big thing. You go
For
in,
sure.
you rent a movie for like $5. You bring it home, bring it back at the end of the week. It's awesome.
Yep.
For the
Be
young people,
kind, rewind.
yeah,
Nice, thank
for the
you.
young people listening, they were kind of like a library, but for VHS and video games.
VHS.
Now, VHS was how you watched movies before DVDs.
DVDs.
Now, DVDs is how you watch movies before streaming.
Okay.
Yeah.
The stream, it's cool.
So in Florida in the 1980s, a lot of towns didn't have the big brand movie rental stores like
Yes.
Blockbuster.
Yep.
They had these kind of mom and pop, independently owned
Yeah,
stores.
Greg's movies.
Yeah, like Jerry's VHS rentals.
Greg's was
Right.
Greg's was fine.
yeah.
Wait,
Greg's,
That's exactly how it was in Jacksonville.
okay.
Okay, Jacksonville's a city in North Florida, and in the 1980s, it was home to a place called the VHS Shop.
Oh wow.
real original.
Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
have to guess what's in there.
You know what's in there, baby. So this place was amazing. Not only could you rent video games and movies, but they had multiple arcade games in there as well.
That's what I'm
That's
talking
cool.
about.
So you
Yep.
could play, and all throughout the week, you could actually buy pizza by the slice for $1.
No.
So they had everything in there.
At
Why,
the
why would
VHS
you leave
shop?
this place?
Well, Actually, the subject of our story never left this place.
Okay.
Yeah,
What?
so-
I see why.
That seemed like a setup.
The owner was never present.
Okay.
So the store was ran primarily by a high school senior named Carl.
This
Jeez.
is okay. So we know who's
Dream
lived the
job.
best life.
There's no adult supervision.
Love it.
Freaking Carl's a high school senior,
All
right?
the,
He's
all the
one-
movies he can watch.
He's running the place, right?
All the pizza he can eat.
This is where kids would hang out.
Yep.
This was like the go-to place.
If you say they had a fountain of soda,
I
this
wish.
is my heaven.
I wish. But one of the kids who would always hang out there at the VHS shop was a kid named Eric Mooneyham.
Okay.
And
Sure,
Eric
sure.
is the
Old Mooney.
topic of our story tonight. He and his friends spent every afternoon at the VHS shop. Hands down, they were always there.
Oh, good old Mooneyham. Yep.
Mhm.
They were around 12 years old,
Mhm.
and this place was their primary hangout. They would get out of school, they would skateboard downtown,
That's what I'm talking about.
and literally just hang out, either skating in the parking lot or playing, the arcade games inside the VHS shop.
Yeah, parents really lucked out with this babysitter.
They really did. So Eric Mooneyham and his two best friends, Daniel and Martin, they were always there. These three were inseparable, and they were like basically always kind of getting into trouble, but they were the locals that everybody kind of recognized. But this VHS shop, they were there so often that Carl, the high school senior, who ran the place, he started kind of trusting them with responsibilities.
Okay, like you do.
I mean, Carl himself's a kid at this, he's like 17, right?
He's got places to be.
Yeah, so basically he would trust these three boys to watch over the store while he went to smoke pot or hang out with his girlfriend.
Oh, wow.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, so for Eric Mooneyham and his besties, Daniel and Martin, this was ideal because now not only was there no adult supervision, but there were times where there was zero supervision at all.
Yeah. No adult, no semi-young adult teen.
Yeah, they got the place
supervision.
to themselves. So like imagine us at 12 years old in this scenario.
Bubble gun in hand. Man, I could
Yep.
do a lot
Come
of
on,
damage in there.
there's big trouble happening. So on one of these occasions, Eric and his buddies decide to sneak to the back of the store where they would keep the entertainment for grown-ups.
The curtain.
Oh.
Behind the curtain.
Right. And so as they're back there kind of browsing,
Okay.
Eric notices that the door to the owner's office is ajar,
Mhm.
and he decides to take a peek in there, see what's going on.
Why
You
would
got to.
You got to, right?
Level 3.
So there's nothing terribly out of the ordinary that he sees, but towards the back, there looks like a closet door. And so in his 12-year-old mind, he's like, I bet that's where the good stuff's at.
That's
Oh, yeah.
definitely where the good stuff's at.
Yeah, so he tries opening the closet door, but it won't budge. It's jammed.
Okay.
And so I think at this point, he's kind of getting nervous because Carl, the high school senior, is not back yet.
Uh-huh.
And they're in the very back, past the no-no section,
Yep.
by the owner's office. And, a customer could come in at any minute.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
So you almost want like a chain where you look out and then you look out. For
Yeah.
him.
I don't think he was that smart.
Or
okay.
walkie-talkies.
Oh, there we go.
Right.
Now we're talking.
That's what you need.
Because the curiosity is getting the best of him. And so he sticks his head out of the office and he calls to Daniel and Martin. He goes, hey, come help me.
Jeez. Okay.
Because he's trying to get the door open. It's like jammed.
Okay.
So between the three of them, they're able to pry the closet door open. And inside is
Don't
absolutely nothing.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay. It's just this
Hello.
empty room.
I was
So,
nervous.
so Daniel and Martin get upset. They walk out, but Eric stays behind because he notices while he's standing in the closet something very odd. The temperature in the closet is so much colder than the rest of the building. There's no air unit in there. There's nothing, but he can feel a breeze.
Yep. That means bad insulation, a broken HVAC system.
Right.
Needs to get that diagnosed.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He
can
probably
feel-
needs an adult for that, though.
He
He's
can
12,
call
yeah,
somebody.
that's
He
true.
can make a phone call.
Well, he feels a breeze kind of coming through the cracks in the wall and the floor.
Okay.
And but like the cracks are kind of small, but he can't see through them. But he can tell that it doesn't lead to outside because it's sunny outside. There's no light coming in.
I've got a similar thing happening in my house.
Right.
It's an interior wall,
Right.
and it's an outlet for power. And you can feel like a breeze coming out, but I don't understand what's happening because it's a concrete interior wall.
It could
about
be
to
similar
find
to
out.
this.
I'm hoping. Yeah, I'm hoping
We'll
this
see.
is related.
So just as he's noticing the weird breeze and the temperature change, he hears the bell on the front door of the VHS
nope.
shop ring. So Eric closes the closet door. He bolts out of the office just in time to see Daniel and Martin distracting some customers.
Oh,
phew.
okay. Oof.
His
God
buddies
bless.
come to the
Good
rescue.
bros.
So even though this is an incredibly close call,
Yep.
Eric decides at this point that he has to know what's
what I'm
going on
talking
inside
about.
that closet.
Yeah.
He's like, something's going on in there. So he tells Daniel and Martin, and the three of them come up with a plan. The next time Carl, the high school senior, leaves them alone.
Yep.
They're going to take his key off the desk.
Whoa.
Eric
Ooh.
will run down to the hardware store and duplicate it.
Okay.
Oh,
Jeez.
nice.
This way, they can come back at night
Oh
and
my
search the closet
goodness.
without fear of being interrupted.
Wow. Okay.
Jeez.
I don't think I've been that bored. Where
No.
I do a B&E.
This
No.
is exactly what they did.
Pfft.
Yeah. So it took 4 days for the boys to be left alone in the store again. But as soon as they were, they swiped the store key.
Yes.
Eric has it duplicated. He's back within the hour.
Yep.
No one knows any difference. And that same night, the three boys meet back at the VHS shop at 11 p.m., flashlights in hand,
Goodness.
ready to discover what mysteries lie within the closet.
Okay. This is intense.
So they go inside, they lock the door behind them, they make their way to the back, past the no-no section, into the owner's office. They pry the closet door open again, and they start examining it with their flashlights. And that's when they notice that on the floor, towards the corner, is a very tiny, almost unnoticeable handle.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, so they pull the handle up with ease. It's basically a latch door, and Eric shines his flashlight down, and what they see is a wooden staircase that goes about 10 feet
Goodness.
down.
Okay. Wow.
In
Now-
the video shop?
In the video
Is
shop
this like in
closet
a strip mall?
in the very back. No, it's a standalone building.
Standalone
Okay.
building.
All right, so
A
naturally,
15-year-old is running it.
yeah,
Yes.
this is where like I would nope out of there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Hands down,
I
right?
definitely don't go down there.
Yeah, but Eric, Daniel, and Martin, they decide they've come this far. They've got to go down. So the three boys climb down the stairs only to realize that they are now in what's basically kind of a stone brick cavern.
Goodness.
The ceiling of the tunnel is barely taller than they are, so they have to walk hunched over. And it's super cold down there, obviously. It stinks. But after walking for 5 minutes, they come to another wooden staircase going up.
Okay. Now, so you know how you said that these boys decided we've come this far, might
Yeah.
as well continue.
Right.
What kind of videos are so naughty that they're like,
Oh
in
my
this
gosh.
much
This is
protection?
a completely new topic I didn't think about.
There's more stuff at the end of the
These
tunnel.
have to
Yeah.
be.
There has to be.
you have the ones behind the curtain,
Yeah.
and then the ones that you have to find
Underground.
the underground ones.
Yeah, a hidden tunnel.
These
So
are nasty.
when they find this new staircase going up after walking for a bit, I think it finally sinks in that if they go up these steps, they're going to be in another building entirely.
Oh,
Okay.
Don't you say because we came this far.
Right. So the question is, what building are we going to be in?
yeah.
Like,
Okay.
you know. So Eric and the boys, they do the responsible thing and they climb up the new set of stairs
Oh my gosh.
and they force the door open.
What? Okay. Nope.
Eric was the first to peek through, and he whispers down to his friends what he saw. It was a giant hallway with shiny tile floors
Goodness.
and fancy pictures hanging on both sides of the wall.
Oh, that's a government building.
Men
The
in Black.
ceiling was very tall,
Uh-huh.
with kind of fancy, kind of like, you know, wooden designs and stuff. Very high ceiling.
Okay.
But wherever they ended up, it basically seemed very high class to a 12-year-old,
Mm-hmm.
and they knew they weren't supposed to be there. But just
No, of course they weren't
These
supposed
are
to be
these
there.
are 12-year-olds that are leaving the back shop of a adult section,
Yes.
then the manager's office.
Right.
So high classing it up from there.
it's
not much.
it's pretty easy.
Yeah.
But this is pretty high class. So just as Eric is about to climb the rest of the way up, he hears the echo of footsteps around the corner and down the hallway. So they quickly slam the floor door shut.
Oof.
They climb back down the stairs. They run hunched over all the way back to the closet entrance of the VHS shop. And so you would think after all of this, they would have learned their lesson.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never going back.
Yeah, so they hadn't learned their lesson.
Okay.
The next
Jeez.
day, when the sun comes up, Eric, Daniel, and Martin, they skip school, and instead they meet behind the VHS shop.
They're doing this during the day now.
Well, the
Yeah.
plan was they're behind the shop outside.
Yeah.
Okay.
The plan is to trace their steps above
Oh,
ground
yeah,
These boys are clever.
to try to determine which building they ended up in.
Cool. Cool.
So after crossing a few fields and jumping a couple fences, it becomes really obvious where the path had led.
Hold on. I know. Greg's VHS shop.
Right, the competitor.
Yep.
So the tunnel had taken them straight into the belly of City Hall.
No.
What?
Yeah. So once again, the three boys made the responsible decision, and they
Okay.
come back that night, and this time they make their way all the way inside the building.
No.
If you're
way.
if you're a mayor
Right.
and you get that urge to watch a dirty movie,
Sure.
you don't go, "Hey Janice, go get me a dirty movie."
No.
You go down the secret passage.
you got to
go-
build.
You build a secret
Yeah.
passage
Right.
to the tunnel.
So the boys wait till midnight this time. They let themselves into the VHS shop,
Uh-huh.
past the no-no section,
Okay.
into the closet, down the stairs, through the tunnel. They arrive at the other wooden ladder. They climb up into City
Yikes.
Hall. As they fling the door open, there are 2 nighttime security guards waiting for them.
Oh my gosh. Guns pulled?
No, this is
Not
the
yet.
80s.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the 80s.
Just a bat.
Yeah, a baton. So they pull the boys up to give them a what for. And, because
Yeah.
they're 12. And so at this point, I kind of sympathize with them a little bit because
Absolutely.
I'm like, it's the adventure. It's I want to see what's over there and what this
Goonies
is.
has come out by now.
Right.
It
Yeah.
is out.
Do you think the security guards were like more surprised by the fact that there's 3 like 12-year-olds in there, or the fact that they had no idea that there was like a secret tunnel?
Oh.
Well, that's where this information comes in handy because they actually
okay.
did know the secret tunnel there.
Yeah. Really?
Someone just hadn't latched it.
But the boys had to go through the no-no section, which is a
That's
rule. You
a
can't-
huge
no
no-no.
kids.
A huge no-no. So as luck would have it, the 3 boys actually did not get in trouble.
Okay. They got awards.
Instead, they got a very important history lesson.
Okay.
Oh.
As it turns out, the tunnel they discovered was actually a part of a network of tunnels called the Underground Railroad.
Wait, what?
A lot of people assume
Goodness.
that when slaves would escape, they would head north. But during the Civil War, hundreds of slaves fled south to Florida because it was considered lawless and largely unguarded.
Yeah, there are
We've
video
heard this.
shops.
Yeah, just everywhere.
Using the tunnels in North Florida, Harriet Tubman rescued over 300 people from slavery.
Oh my gosh.
So the people of North Florida were instrumental in harboring slaves and helping them escape the horrors of the Confederate armies. So what started off as a very cool secret beneath a very cool VHS shop
Yep.
ended up as an incredible lesson in the history of not only our state, but our nation.
Wow.
So on
This is not.
in the government building, they knew it was there. It was supposed to be latched. Somebody left it unlatched. The VHS shop wasn't always a VHS shop.
Okay.
It used to be an older kind of, different filing
Yeah.
building.
Milkmaid shop.
Yeah, a Milkmaid shop. Someone bought it, made it a VHS shop. So Eric actually went on to become a history teacher in Jacksonville.
Goodness.
His family has since moved out of Jacksonville, and the VHS shop has since closed down. It closed down in the
What?
90s.
Wow.
And the tunnels are still intact, but for safety reasons, they cannot be accessed by the public.
Oh.
But that is a story of how a VHS shop led to
Goodness.
the Underground Railroad being discovered by 3 12-year-olds.
That's crazy.
We really should have guessed because I don't think it would have been in my top 10,000 guesses.
I
of
think,
what this- what
because I
this
think
tunnel was.
initially it's like, okay, something nefarious is going on here. Either something, kind of sneaky, tricky.
Drug runners,
Uh-huh.
late night no movies.
Late night no-nos.
Late
yeah.
night no-nos.
But I was surprised.
Midday
to-
no-nos.
Yeah,
midday
true.
no-nos. But I was surprised to figure out that, the Underground Railroad ran through Florida.
Yeah.
But it does make sense when we think of the history of our show. There's a lot of people who came to Florida to escape because it was lawless and because no one would follow them down here.
I may be speaking of my ignorance, but for the most part, I thought underground was kind of just a phrase. The Underground Railroad.
Like
You
it
know,
wasn't literal.
I didn't think it was so literal where there were underground parts to this.
I didn't realize that either.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, Harriet Tubman, she was not a Florida woman, but she played a big part in this.
Yes, you did.
Along with Eric Mooneyham in the VHS shop. And it's been a great week.
It's been an awesome week.
Great week.
Been a fantastic week. We learned about Josh's Mennonite girlfriend.
Hello.
Yes.
Cameron gave us 2 great options
Uh-oh.
of men to put into the shame corner.
Yes.
And we have Patreon.
And we have a Patreon
And we have
now.
Patreon.
Yeah, so
Get over there. What are you doing here? Listening.
yeah,
Get
you
over
can hear
there.
a bonus episode
Lazy?
once a month, a nostalgia series from Florida
Mm-hmm.
Men on Florida Men. You can only access there. You have access to our show notes
And the one we're real nervous about.
and a live stream of our studio on the nights we record.
Yeah, uncensored.
Head on over there to patreon.com.
That's a
Florida Men on
no-no.
Florida
I
Man.
mean, our bodies will be censored with blurs, but
Come on. There's not a blur big enough, baby.
gross. Grody.
FMOFM podcast across all social media networks. We love you guys. We'll see you next week.
See ya.
See ya.